Alright, so here is the DIY protein skimmer, or surface skimmer, whichever way you want to call it. And it's basically just hooked up to my hang-on back filter. This is an Aqua Clear 20. And I'll take it apart shortly after I kind of demonstrate how it works. So basically you've got the intake coming out of the surface of the water there, and it really does work. I mean, I'm surprised how well it works. I'm going to put in some flake food here, and you can see how it goes in, or it's getting sucked in, rather. And you can see from the side, water is trickling in. So that kind of helps break up any film on the surface, so you don't have to purchase like a protein skimmer, that costs like $40 or anything like that. So yeah, it's just a quick mod. I'll go ahead and take this off and show you how it works. So what I basically did was I got several parts of these, the intake tubes, and I configured it in a way so that it looks like this. And so basically I have two parts of these. I'm not quite sure what they're called, but yeah, so that one connects to the hang-on back filter, and then this is the modified one. What I did here at the bottom is I drilled holes right there. Let me see if I can focus on that better. There we go. There's holes there. I drilled too many holes. I found out that if you drill too many holes, it doesn't create suction over here where the water surface is. So that's why I have the plumber's tape on there covering up some of the holes. So I'm going to have to modify that a little bit better with the next, next version, I guess. But as you can see, there's like one, two, three, four. I think there's only 4 holes, 4.5. There was like 10 holes. There's some down here at the bottom. You can kind of see them there, and there's some at the top. And yeah, so I had to cover those up in order to create enough suction for the water to fall down in here to actually make it effective. But yeah, after you do that, you just you put it back on your filter. Let's see if I can do this with just one hand. It's kind of priming itself right now. See if I can make that stronger here. Alright, that's better. So yeah, there you go. It was a pretty easy project. If you've got some Aqua Clear hang-on back filters laying around that's not being used, take these parts out, and you also want to take this part out, and there you go. You've got a easy protein skimmer. Alright, that's pretty much it. Have a good one. Alright, so here is the protein skimmer in my 15-gallon tank, and as you can see, it's working pretty well. It's maintaining a decent water level there. And so this is, now it's currently attached to the Aqua Clear 50, which is a little bit more powerful than the Aqua Clear 20 that I had previously in the beginning. So The cool thing about this is since the AquaClear hang-on back filters have the adjustable flow rate, you can pretty much control how much water is going inside this portion right here in the protein skimmer. So this is at its weakest setting, and it's really, it can be adjusted here. I'm increasing the flow rate, and you can see it's going lower. And if I put it on max, it'll actually start sucking in air. So I'll go ahead and show you. There you can kind of hear it. So yeah, I mean it's very sensitive, which I kind of like that because you don't have to adjust it too much, and you can kind of see, you can gauge how much is actually being sucked in through here as opposed to how much water is actually getting sucked in through the holes down at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and fine tune it so it's just barely at the surface, or at the towards the tube there. Alright, and so I guess my next thing that I want to focus on is possibly putting some kind of sponge filter or an intake or a pre-filter sponge on this portion so it covers up the holes, just so that it doesn't look as ugly, I suppose. And yeah, I suppose that's it. That's pretty much the dealio there.